All right. Good morning, students. Today we're going to be doing lesson 12, which is in unit 1. So I'm going to be starting on page 83. And what I'm going to try to do today is kind of show you how you can start taking this information that you have in your book and just do a little bit of work on this. As I was going through these numbers are not exactly correct. They're just a little bit off. I think they did some rounding errors when they did these just for the ease of printing. So we're going to go through and we're going to do an exercise where we actually go through and check their work. And so what I'd like you to do is I'll need you to open up a Google Sheet, and I've got one started here. And so I'd put Unit 1, Lesson 12. And what I've done is I've taken each of these sheets here, and I'm going to put in all of the data. So let's just start with this first one. And I'm going to actually go through and we're going to calculate the mean absolute deviation, and then the standard deviation using Google Sheets to check their work. So you'll need to have this book open, and you'll have to open up a Google Sheet. So if we go there, and let's open up a little, this is what I have. So you'll notice that I put in all of the data that's on that very first upper left sheet here. So I took all these numbers right in here, and I put them into Google Sheets. So you see I have them all the numbers in here, and if you go all the way down, I've labeled one as mean, one is mean absolute deviation, one is standard deviation. The key here is that when you put in the data, you're going to have to put in for like mean, the command is equals average, and then A1 through A27. That's telling me that I have 27 entries that I need to make sure. So I'm sure when you go through this that it's not uncommon to miss a number. So make sure that you count up the number of dots that you have on that particular graph, and it matches up with the number here. And so for mean, you're going to have A1 through A27. You type this in, it'll give you a number. Excuse me. Next one for MAD, the command is avdev, so AVEDEV. And again, A1 through A27, it'll get you this number right here. And then when you go down to standard deviation, it's STDEV, and again A1 through A27. And so this is the first one, and you'll see it's just a little bit off. The mean is 10, just like they've got in there. The MAD, they've got a, oops, let me go into this first sheet. The MAD that they have is going to be, they have it listed as 1.56, which is, if you round this, you'll get 1.56. I don't have a problem with that. The standard deviation for that first one turns out to be 2.058, a little bit off from their standard deviation. So I think they just simply took and truncated some numbers there. So this is number 2. You'll see it has 27 entries. Here's the first one. You'll see it has 18 entries. And so all you have to do is put the first one into sheet 1. You put the second one into sheet 2, and then whenever you want to add a sheet, all you have to do is come down here to add sheet, click, and it's going to populate a brand new sheet. And you're still all within the same Google Sheet system. All right. So what I'll need you to do is to go through each one of these and find the mean, the MAD, the standard deviation for each of those 6, and confirm and correct some of the data that they have in the book. The book's ever so slightly off. It's not completely wrong, but it's not up to par for what we to expect. So what I'd like you to do is to do all 6 of those. You'll end up with 6 sheets down here, and then all you have to do is just share it with me, and then I'm going to go mark it in your grade books as being complete. Okay, so that should keep you busy for at least 1, maybe 2 days to get all of that done. All right, so we'll start there and just do those sheets, and let's go back to our overhead. And again, I put it down here, your standard deviation, and at the very bottom I have little notes here on the average and the mean absolute deviation and the mean. One thing I'm going to make sure that I tell you is that each one has a slightly different number of entries. So this first one will have 18, so you go A1 to A18. The second one will have 27 entries, so you go A1 to A27. This next one is very large. It's 71, so you're going to be putting in A1 through A71. The fourth one has 41 entries. This fifth one has 35 entries altogether. And then this last one here, this one with just a straight line, looks like there's 35 dots all in a line on number 10. And so we're going to go through and have you do all those 6, put into a Google Sheet, share it with me. Boop, that part of the assignment's done. All right. And so from that point, we just kind of move on. And the next one we'll talk about is investigating the standard deviation. So we'll do a few little parts on that. But this will get you started on that first part. I'll make another video starting with 12.2. And that's all there is today.